All right, what is up, guys? Welcome back to episode 7. This is technically episode 8 because episode 7 did not come out. Again, I apologize for that. I ran into some really bad technical difficulties. I sat down, recorded an entire half hour's worth of podcast, and went to export it through Audacity. And I didn't save the project, and I went to go put it in my video editing software, and my thing was only 15 minutes long and just randomly cut me off. So don't know why that happened, but I am back. I am joined by my good friend Justin. Justin, how are you?
Hello, I'm doing great. And you?
Awesome. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. We are here to just talk about some questions. So again, I'm going to start doing this disclaimer in the front of every episode. I am not a professional. Justin is not a professional. By no means should the advice that is given here be taken as like law or word etched into stone. This is my opinion. This is his opinion. This is us just having an open discussion, talking about ideas. By no means should this be taken as, you know, a hill that we're going to die on or anything like that. So, let's get into it. Justin, you want to tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
I'm Justin. I am on the running track and field team. I run cross country with Cayeluhb. I was voted the world's most sexiest man 2019. It wasn't in the papers, unfortunately, but, you know.
It's true. It's true.
I was there, yeah.
I can vouch.
Yeah, that's me, I guess.
All right. So Justin, however modest as he is all-state cross-country, all-conference. Right, you were all-state?
Yes, yeah.
Yes. So very, very fast guy. Very lucky to have him on the team and in a Discord call with me. Very handsome man as well. Unfortunately, ladies, he is taken. So
yes.
Unlucky. All right. Let's get into the questions. Question number 1 comes from my good friend John. And this question I actually wanted to save for the podcast with you because I figured that you would maybe talk about it a little more than some of the freshmen that still haven't really figured this out yet. Yeah. This question comes from John, and John asks, what are your favorite track events to run and why?
Yeah. I mean, for me, I love running the mile. As of last year, that was like when I first really ran the mile, and it's like just the perfect distance of not fast, not slow. I don't know. It's like 800 I don't like because it's way too fast because you're just dying for 2 laps, and 32 is too long because you're just going way too far. I hate, like, it's especially on indoor track.
2 miles, disgusting.
You're running 16 laps. Like
16 laps indoor. And this season you would have to do it in a mask. Oh my god.
I'm so glad we're not doing that.
I just, like, I can do distance, like, I can do cross country because cross country there's variance, there's hills, you're not seeing the same thing. Yeah. A 2 mile is 8 laps around the same thing, and it's first lap starts out fast, you figure things out, and then second lap you get into emotion. And you get into emotion, you don't get boxed in, and you don't get dropped. Yeah. And it's that from laps 2 to 6 or 7. Yeah. And it's, that's 2 miles.
That's the thing I like about the mile is that there's actual strategy. Like with 2 miles, you get in your place, and then you're just doing the same thing for 6 laps, and then the last 2 laps, you kick ahead or whatever. The mile, it's like each lap is a thing, each lap matters. And like,
yeah, I would agree with that. I think I'm definitely a miler.
Yes.
I really like the mile because it's like you said, it's not like I don't like the 800 is like in between a sprint and like normal running. That's why I don't like it, because I can never figure out how fast I should be going. Yeah. And like last time I ran an 800, I went out way too fast. Like I came through in 64, and that was just. Yeah. When you come through in 64 and run a 216, you did something wrong. But yeah, I mean, I think the mile is perfect. And there's something also just about the mile, like 1 mile. Like that's the metric that, at least in America, everything is based off of, because we don't use the metric system.
Yeah, like whenever there's like some random person asking, "Oh, what are your times?" They always ask, "Oh, what's
exactly."
Your mile time? Like for like
you go right to the mile.
Oh yeah, what's your mile time? It's like, they're not gonna ask your 32.
No one gives a shit about my 5K PR.
Yeah. Oh, the 4x4, the 4x4 relay, that gets pretty hype. Like because you're at the end of the meet, everybody's like packing up, everybody's watching the race, it's just hype. Everybody's crowding around, everybody's cheering and screaming. It gets hype at a 4x4.
I can rock with the 400 actually. The 400,
yeah,
because it doesn't have the problem of the 800 where it's just too long. The 400 is one lap. It's beautiful. It's an all-out sprint. You should be dead at the end. You feel dead at the end.
Yeah.
The 400 is very satisfying if you run it right.
Yeah. I think it's a good one. Like if you're running 2 events in a meet, a 400 is good. Like you can't have like a mile and 800. Maybe you can, but like, brutal.
Someone's gonna run.
One, be good at one. Yeah.
I just know Cooksy's gonna make someone run a mile and a 2 mile in the same meet. That's
yeah.
Oh my god, that's just painful. You know, while we're on this subject, why won't we? We've talked about it a lot at practice, but just so the people get a sense in numbers, what are your time goals this season?
My time goals, my current PR for the mile is 440.1. That was like a while ago. I wish that
was like 2 months ago. That was a while.
Yeah, we did run another time trial like a month ago maybe, but those were pretty bad conditions, pretty windy, pretty cold, and I ran a 441. That I knew I could have ran faster if it was like better. That just like not hurt me, but like messed with me a little bit. But I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm looking to run sub 430 this outdoor season, which I think is very doable. I mean, I got the new fresh pair of Nike Victory flies with the plate in them and the air bubbles. So I mean, I'm just ready to run against some competition. I think that's because I'm a very competitive person, and it's like running by myself or like being paced is like completely different as well. Like you have to be running against,
right? Yeah,
like you can't know them, because if like there's somebody you know, you're not gonna like try as hard. Like there's just some random person, you just need to get it for like no other reason as to just feel good about yourself or something. I don't know.
Right, like that's like, I feel like that's a disadvantage to the fact that we've just been running time trials for a season. Yeah, we have no sense of competitiveness right now.
Yeah, like there's like that's like the beauty of track. It's like it's like there's a lot of tactics and strategy that needs to go in it, and it's like you don't get that if you're just running a time trial, because that's like you're basically gonna be the same pace for the most part, like the entire race.
And remember, it's all about the shoes. Shout out to Nate. All right, let's get to question 2. This question comes from my good friend Emma. This question was emailed in, by the way, so thank you for that, Emma. Emma asks, what's anything that you are looking forward to?
I take it as like different levels. Like I'm looking forward for track, obviously. That's like I guess my short-term thing I'm looking forward to. But like obviously I'm looking forward to either getting the vaccine or getting to a point where you don't have to wear masks and everything's back to basically normal and all that stuff. Like I mean, you get so used to having to wear a mask and all that stuff, but it's like you do miss all like the big events. And I mean, this track season is obviously not gonna be the same. They're all gonna be less people, and I don't know. There's a lot that that we miss, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the first thing that came to mind for me too was because we had the meeting today. It was just like, track. Like I'm so pumped for this season. It's gonna be so much fun. Yeah. But like on a different level for me, because I'm a senior, looking forward to graduation in college is scary, but something that I am very, very ready for. Yeah. Looking for, as you said, like the COVID vaccine's coming out. I'm super excited to get my vaccine. I'm a big proponent of that. I'm very much ready to get my vaccine and have everyone I know be vaccinated as well, because that is important. Please get vaccinated. Please don't be like, oh, everyone else is getting vaccinated, I don't need to. Please get vaccinated. You're not gonna get autism. If anything happens, it's gonna be for like a day and then it goes away. That's what all the studies are showing. Get vaccinated. And then like looking forward down the road, I'm looking forward to performing again, because I'm a very big performer as an artist, as a singer, as an actor. I'm a lover of performance. I mean this is pretty much my outlet for performance here is because, you know, like I don't usually get to do stuff like this. I have a lot more free time now that, you know, I haven't really been doing stuff. That's something I'm concerned about, is as more things start to happen and the world starts to get moving again. What my podcast schedule is going to look like, what my Twitch schedule is going to look like. Yeah. I don't know, but this is definitely something that I've been happy that I can do. But I don't know. I'm looking forward to everything getting back to normal, but I'm also really scared about everything getting back to normal because I don't know what to expect.
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously not going to be normal. It can't, there's no possible way it can go back to normal.
Right.
There's obviously stuff that has changed, and it's like, I don't know, we aren't going to find a new normal, obviously. I mean,
right, exactly.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that are like, you always see like the things on social media where it's like, oh, I can't believe we did this before Corona, and it's like, yeah, how did we do that? It's like, that was definitely not sanitary.
Some of the stuff that like is just looking back and it's like, we did that? Like that's
it's crazy.
That's so like I feel like a lot of people are going to be like increasingly germophobic.
Yeah. Then it's like, oh, your immune system or whatever. I don't know how that works.
Right.
But like, I don't know. I'm fine to go back with like all the other stuff. Like if you don't think about it too much, then it's like doesn't really happen, you know.
Right. As long as it's not in your mind.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel that stupid.
Yeah.
I was thinking of something and I lost my train of thought. Going back to, so for those of you that don't know, for our school we've been going on a hybrid schedule. So the first 2 days half the school goes in, then on the third day they do a deep cleaning of the school so everything is clean, and then the second half of the school goes in. And next week, right? Is it next week or is it in another week?
Yeah, next week.
Next week, everyone is coming back and we're doing 4 days a week again. And I feel like that's a disaster waiting to happen.
I mean, I want it to happen because, like, I don't like working from home. Like, I obviously would work a lot more, be more productive at school. But I also think it's very premature. Like,
yeah,
we were just out for 2 weeks, and now we're going back in full time.
Right, we were literally just out for 2 weeks because of teachers quarantining, and now I just feel like I think there's a lot of like circular logic that's being used for the reason we should go back too. Like people saying we should bring everyone back in because this is working. But like if it's not broken, why would you fix it? And I don't know.
So they're getting all teachers the vaccines. The teachers are fine.
Mm-hmm.
So
Once all the teachers get vaccinated,
but they only have to quarantine the kids. So it's like we have twice the chance of getting it as a student, and then you have to quarantine for 2 weeks. But like the teachers are fine. That's like,
well, I was talking to my dad about this, and my dad brought up an interesting point. He said that like for seniors who haven't seen each other in like over a year, you're gonna see the other person, and you're gonna be like, you want to like go get food? Fuck school, and you're gone.
Yeah, there's me a lot to adapt to when that happens.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's definitely going to be very interesting.
I really don't know.
Next week or two. Yeah.
I think people are getting really, really careless. I think people are jumping the gun.
Yeah. Like especially in Texas or whatever, like don't have the mask. Man, that's absurd. That's insane.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you heard, but the basketball courts opened back up in our town.
Yeah.
I passed by it like on my way to practice the other day. Full. So many people. I couldn't tell if they were wearing masks or not because I was like in a car far away, but so many people, and it's like all those people are on top of each other.
Yeah, and it's like mostly young kids too. Most likely don't have a vaccine yet, so it's like
it's scary stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know. All right. So final answer on this one. What's the one thing you're looking forward to the most? It can be anything. In like the next, we'll do three separate things. So we'll do in the next month, the next 6 months, and the next year, and then one definitive answer for all three of those stages.
Yeah.
Oh my god, my dog. Oh my gosh, Percy. Holy crap, kid. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. For the next month, I'm gonna say like track and obviously sports, and that next 6 months, like no masks, or just getting back to pseudo normal as to what we were before. And for like the year or whatever, however long you said, I'm gonna say like looking forward to progressing as a student, not student, but like going into college or whatever next step. Just taking the next step of my stage of life.
Senior season, baby.
Yeah.
For me, definitely 1 month is track and being able to race and having Cooksy be the coach. I'm very, very excited for that. Also, in addition to that, the pseudo musical, which is happening, which I'm trying to hopefully balance with track. I'm still waiting on the schedule for that, and we'll see how that goes. 6 months down the road, like I said before, graduation, senior activities are actually kind of in the mix. They said they'll be able to do a senior breakfast because they're going to do that half inside, half outside. They're not sure about prom yet, which quite honestly, I wouldn't be all that torn up about. You know, maybe I'm only saying that because I wouldn't get a date, but you know, I feel like I could go without a prom. I don't feel like that's something that I necessarily need. And then in a year, I'm ready to leave the coop and to live at college. So those are my three. So moving on to question 3. This question comes from John again. And John asks, what has the happiest year of your life been and why?
That's a tough one. That's not deep, but like you gotta think about that one.
Yeah, it's a thinker for sure.
It is. I don't know. I mean, for me, the past, I guess I don't really count 2021 yet, but I mean the past 2 1/3 year, whatever, 2 1/4 years have been the most I have developed, I guess. Like I say for just be like having fun and stuff, like best as an experiencing life, I guess, would have been like freshman summer to sophomore summer, or freshman to sophomore summer into like sophomore year up until Corona, I guess. Because like I was over the summer, that summer it was like I was hanging out with the upperclassmen, the seniors. I was hanging out with my older brother and I guess the friends or his friends on the track team, but like they kind of took me under their wings, and like we hung out like every other week or whatever, and it's like stuff that like, you know, you remember that, like we'd always like go out to dinner, do just stupid stuff, or go to a friend's house, and it's like that stuff I kind of miss because like I don't really hang out with my friends it's been a while since I've hung out with like my friends that I talk to like daily. Since like it's been a while, it just happens like that. And I don't know, but then I've developed so much from like before Corona, I guess from the Corona to now. Like as a human, I've just developed and realized so many things and changed, because I also got a girlfriend during that time. And I don't know, that definitely changed my perspective on life, I guess. It's weird, but I mean, I think the best
that's valid for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I think like especially you don't realize, like especially in these years, like adolescent teenagers, you don't realize how much you're changing until you like stop and like even like take a look back like 6 months.
Like, I was looking at the person you were. I was looking at a picture of myself like a year or two ago, and like my hair was super short compared to what it is now, and like my face looked different, like my body looked different. It was weird to see myself a few years ago. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like I was just looking at like from a physical development, I was just looking at like a picture from over the summer of us running a track workout.
Yeah.
And my quads were so tiny, and then now I've done like so much leg work, like I've been squatting so much, like my quads are pretty massive, bro. For me, I definitely think that the happiest year of my life has been this past year. I talked about this a bit in the episode with Eli. about how I felt happier since COVID has hit and since we've been isolating.
Yeah.
I've just felt like I'm a lot more in touch with myself, with who I am, with
definitely.
what I want, what I need. Another thing that I realized actually pretty recently is that something that when I was going to school, like when we were in person every day, something that was constantly on my mind, like just living in my head totally rent free. When I am like in the last few like months, I've barely thought about it at all, and my feelings toward the situation have entirely changed. And I guess that also comes with aging, because I've definitely matured a lot since that point. But also, I think that this had a huge effect on it. The other thing was my skin cleared up like crazy. My acne was terrible. Terrible. And I think that school was really, really just stressing me out, and being able to not be there. As bad as online learning is, it was nice to just sit back and relax. And the other thing, you just said something, so I thought of this. This team would be so much fun. Like, it already is so much fun, and I love our team. If we didn't have COVID restrictions, and if we could like go to people's houses, this team, like, oh my god, we would have so much fun.
That's like what I miss. But like 2 years ago or a year ago, when I would hang out with the upper class and I was an underclassman, like our underclassmen right now are missing that. Like, I don't know. I mean, it'd obviously be different, but like, they're missing the gist of it, I guess. I don't know.
Right, like the best we can get is like going out to eat. Like once every week or once every 2 weeks.
Freezing, freezing
exactly. You have to freeze outside. Oh my god, it's so cold. All right. So, I wonder if. What's this question? We'll be okay. Sorry, I was just wondering if we would have enough time, but I think we can talk about this one for a while. Our last question comes from Jackson. Shout out to Jackson. He's my man. Best memes on the Discord for sure. He says, what typical signs do girls give to indicate that they like you? Now, Justin, you are the resident ladies man, so
I am. Yes, I do have.
Give us the spiel.
Cool. Yeah. So when I first saw this, I thought like an instant giveaway is if they draw stuff on your hand. Like, that is no doubt, hands down. If they do that, they like you. No questions asked. That's just how it is. I don't know. Don't make the rules. But I mean, like, stuff like there's a difference between like flirting and being friendly. It's hard to tell sometimes, but like, you can tell. I don't know. I mean, in the past, you've talked in your podcast, you talked about relationships and stuff, and it's like, I guess for I don't know, I guess changing the topic, I guess, but if like for getting the confidence to ask a girl out and like all that stuff, like if you not flirt back, if you create that relationship before you ask her out, like if you are friendly with her and all that stuff, no matter how you ask her out, if you mess up, you stutter, if you pee your pants, maybe not that, but I mean, if she likes you, she's not gonna say no just because you messed up the delivery. Like,
right,
that doesn't really matter at all. I mean, if she likes you, she's gonna say yes.
Yeah. The other thing I think people worry about the way that they ask people out too much. Like, I think there's so much thought put into it, and at least in my experience, the easiest way of asking someone out has been like finding something that you're both interested in. Talking about it for a little bit. Like I did this over text, and I was like, hey, like this is a really cool conversation. Do you want to grab coffee sometime and talk about it? By the way, shout out to Riley if you're listening. Great friend now. We're no longer together, but excellent friend. I appreciate the friendship.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not ashamed to say that I asked my girlfriend out over text. I did. I changed so much confidence-wise from sophomore to junior year. I guess from freshman to sophomore to, like, I've adapted. I'm a whole new person, I guess. I don't know. Looking back to my past self, it's like, but And I was not confident at all. I don't know. Yeah, I was not confident. I was definitely not confident enough to ask her out in person. So I asked her out over text, and luckily she liked me back. So that was cool. She said yes. Mm-hmm. That was cool. We went on the worst first date movie. It's the fabled. I mean, it was so awkward because I was just like I was just so nervous, and I like didn't talk for the entire commercials part or whatever, the first like 20 minutes or whatever, because the take so long. We didn't talk to them during the movie, and it's like, oh my god, I was just thinking about it. It's like, ugh.
I feel like a movie is a hard first date, especially if it's your first date ever.
Yeah,
because like you can't talk.
Yeah, you can't. And that's the top. Like,
yeah,
I mean, it was good for me because if I were to talk, I would have like said something that like it probably like didn't mean to say. Or I would have messed up something. But I mean,
mm-hmm.
It worked out. I'm glad it did because we've been dating for almost 14 months.
Woo.
And I don't know, they've just been like the happiest 14 months of my life, I guess. Going back to the last question.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
love to hear that.
Yeah. So ask the girl out.
Ask her out. That's what's the worst thing that happens is honestly, she says no and you move on with your life.
Yeah. If it's not meant to be, it's not. Unfortunately.
There's really not. It's not that deep, guys.
It's not.
If there's someone that you like, and I messed this up too. I messed this up real bad in my like sophomore year. This is an interesting story to tell. I was in a relationship at the time, which I don't know. It wasn't the healthiest relationship. It was kind of just like I'm in high school. You're in high school. We know each other. We're attracted to each other. Let's be in a relationship. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't think we really necessarily even knew each other that well. Like, it wasn't healthy.
Yeah.
But there was another person who I really, really liked, and who I could tell liked me back, and I had to make a decision, and I made the wrong one, and I stuck with the person that I was unhappy with and that things were weird with, and then she ended up cheating on me. So, you know,
sorry to hear that.
Do what you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you're in high school.
Listen to yourself. You are. This is your place to make mistakes.
Yeah. This is the time where
if you are our age, you're a teenager. This is your time to make mistakes. Figure it out. Figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad I did that now, and now I know. Because, like, if I were going towards, like, my senior year of college, and this is someone that I might, like seriously, like, be with, and maybe even, like, live with coming out of college.
Yeah.
Like, that would be a terrible, terrible position to be in. So I'm very glad that I know that.
Like, there's some things you gotta not get over with, but you have to do before college, I guess. Like, have your first kiss before college, or else you're gonna be, like, making a fool of yourself. Yeah.
Hang on. Well, some girls like the inexperienced guys. Don't worry. Even if you don't get your first kiss before college, don't worry about it.
There's nothing wrong with
someone out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first thing you said made me laugh because I thought of the it was like a TikTok. I'm sure you've seen it. The one that was like when the girls draw the hearts on your hand, they like you.
Yeah.
That has happened to me in the past, like with 3 or 4 different people.
Yeah.
Wow. And I was just watching that, and I was like, how was I that stupid?
How oblivious, yeah.
To not pick up on that's what that means. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Another big thing is putting you on their story, like for social media. If they put you on their social media, it means that you're there for a reason. Yeah. Right? They want to show you off.
They're not going to put you there just, oh, look at my friend. Unless you're like, get friend zoned. Don't get friend zoned. That'd be unfortunate. But
don't be an incel either. If a girl doesn't want you, she doesn't want you. Leave it at that.
Yeah. And it's high school. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that is a solid episode. So
yeah.
thank you for coming on. I had a lovely time. This half hour actually flew by.
It's crazy.
This was fun. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I love having the guests on. I love it so. It's so much more fun than sitting here and talking to my wall for a half hour. So again, for anybody out there who has any questions, please, by all means, if you're comfortable, comment them on the video. If you want to send them to the email in the description, dbdcayeluhb@gmail.com. You can also check out my music. It's on my YouTube channel. The Discord, if you want to be part of my group and my following, that will also be in the description. Yeah, that is all I have to say. Again, like I talked about before, if you maybe disagreed with something that we said in this episode, feel free to either comment that or send that to me in an email. Maybe even you'll come on and we'll talk about it, because I definitely want this to be a place for open discussion, for us to talk about stuff. And again, like I said, nothing that we say here should be taken super seriously. So yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. This has been episode 7 of the Cayeluhb Podcast. Justin, I don't know if you want to, because Connor did, Eli didn't, but if you want to,
yeah,
you're not going to plug yourself. All
I'm
right,
Justin.
You're going to make Connor the old one out.
That's it.
So yeah, that's Justin. He's very, very fast. You wanna outro us, Justin?
What do I say? Just
anything you want. Just bid them good night.
All right.
Or good day.
Thank
or
you
whatever
guys
you
for
want to say.
listening. Thank you guys for listening. It's been a pleasure on the podcast. I hope to be back here soon. Thank you guys for listening. All right. See you later.
All right, great. Have a great night, guys.
Do I click pause now?